Let some people get in here real quick. All right, we're live. All right, guys. So we're live, episode 22 with BeastMode Armwrestling, and we are here with my man Tim Tallmadge of Arm Sports Entertainment. What's up, Tim?
What's going on?
Not much, brother. Not much. So, how's it been going lately?
Good, good. Uh, busy, busy getting this Arizona State off the ground, securing everything, juggling these guys with you, trying to
Yeah.
lock everything in.
Yep.
Was on a good training thing for my match in Ireland this weekend, and I got in a pretty bad accident, so I had to stop that. So um, yeah, we'll see how I do this weekend. I leave Tuesday morning, so.
How are you feeling? Like on a percentage, what would you give yourself? Not
Um,
not percent that you'd win, but just like how are you feeling?
yeah, I'm about I'm about 85% right now. Um,
Yeah, I mean it'd
just
be hard to be 100. You just had your wreck. What, like 2 weeks?
yeah, it's hard to judge because I everything keeps popping up out of nowhere, like some neck issues, some back, my foot. So all these different things that play a factor in arm wrestling, where you stand at the table, back pressure. I don't know. I don't know. I do know I'm gonna have no excuses though. If I put my arm down on the table, there's no excuses for me. It's either I don't play the bullshit of, oh, I was hurt and that's why I lost the match. If that's the case, I wouldn't go into the match. So yeah, no excuses. Put the elbow down and see what happens.
Oh yeah. So now who are you pulling again?
David Bradford from
David
the UK.
Bradford from the UK.
Yeah.
Y'all have never pulled before.
Nope. Nope.
Okay,
Never met the guy. Nope.
that's cool. That's cool. Are
Yep.
you refing over there? Or you just doing your
Yeah.
match?
Nope. I'll ref too. I'm probably so the tournament's all day long, and
Mhm.
then I'm not roughing that because my shit's at nighttime.
Yeah,
Um, and so I'll be the first match on the pay-per-view card. I'll take probably a match off, and then I'll ref the rest of the pay-per-view.
I got you. I got you. Okay.
Yep.
Heck yeah, man. That's good. I'm excited to watch it. I heard there's like 19 matches, so I mean that's pretty solid for a
Yeah,
pretty solid card, and they all have you know, good athletes in each match too. They're not just a bunch of bums.
yeah, no, it should be pretty a lot of fun. I was um, before I had to do everything. My weight was pretty on point. And then after the accident, my weight kind of went up again with all the IVs I got and medicine I've had to take. Um, so now I'm struggling to get back down. I was supposed to go this weekend, spend St. Patty's Day weekend there, and I changed my flight and everything. I'm not going until Tuesday now. So,
I got
um,
you.
yeah, I got like 9 more pounds to lose. Not bad. I got to be 209, so 95 kg. So,
So you're 218 right now.
yeah.
Okay, I mean that's you got that. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always hard with traveling, once I travel, I get there Wednesday morning. I can't wait until Friday, so I literally got like 2 more full days of not be able to eat or drink that good stuff over there.
Oh yeah, that sucks. That does suck.
Yeah. So, we'll
Well,
see.
yeah, that'll be good to see, man. I'm definitely gonna buy the pay-per-view. I'm gonna sit here Saturday and watch it all day, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Should be a good one.
So that brings us to our next thing. Well, before we get into Arizona State, what do you have going on after this match between now and June?
Let's see here. So March, so April. I'm going to help the UAL in Arizona. They're down by the border, doing an
Okay.
event down there, giving away some good money. So I'm gonna go down there. I'm refing the British Columbia Provincials in
Okay.
Canada. I'm one of the head refs, and my wife's doing the brackets. That's April 20th. Um, let's see, April, May, the ladies round robin.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. ladies round robin. That's going to be awesome. Um, and then after that's Arizona State. So
So you got a busy schedule about like us, man.
yeah, there was a bunch of stuff in between there that I actually turned down, but yeah, it's a busy schedule, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so that takes us into Arizona State. So just, everybody knows Arizona State's one of the best tournaments in the country, all around North America, really. So just dive into that. Tell us a little bit about Arizona State, what you got going on, what you guys normally do for the ones who might not know, because, most
Right.
of my audience is over here on the East Coast.
Hmm.
Um, some may not have been out there, and look, we need to get them out there. So tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna want to miss it. It's always a good time, and it's really not even a 1 day thing. Some guys come in for a week. I mean, it's literally I open up my house. Whoever wants to come over to the pool, we barbecue. Um, it's crazy. The after party on Sunday at my house, just a bunch of catered food, barbecuing. I think we had like 60, 70 people there last year. I mean, we went from 10, 11 o'clock in the morning till about 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was a good time. Changing it up a little bit this year because of how much we're doing with the round robin, some super matches, the tournaments only getting bigger every year. So we're gonna do like 3 or 4 super matches Friday night after weigh-ins. Weigh-ins are from 5 to 7, and then so that will kick off the weekend. Plus, we'll do the 220 round robin uh, interviews also on Friday night. So that will all be done at the event,
Hell yeah,
uh,
hell yeah. I'm
which will
So
excited
be
about it.
can you tell us a little bit about the super match cards that are going on Friday, or are you just not allowed to say
they're
anything about those just yet?
yeah, they're coming out soon. Just getting the final word from some people. Um, one of the matches was Mega Mike versus Nathan McCallan. Nate's dealing with injuries, so that's where that's kind of up in the air right now. So that match is kind of on hold. We might find a replacement for Mega Mike. We're supposed to have Luke Kent versus Austin Tevis,
Okay,
and
okay.
that match might be on hold now from stuff that Luke has going on. So
Oh
there's
man.
there's another 1 or 2 big matches I'll be announcing in the next 2 weeks. Um, but yeah, we'll have the matches we always do. They'll be really good. You know, I was gonna do a big old pay-per-view like we've done in the past, but we're gonna just focus on the round robin and the tournament. So how that will look is we'll do weigh-ins 5 to 7, then we'll do the interviews, and then we'll do like 3, 4 super matches. We'll be done by 9:30, 10 o'clock, right in there. And then Saturday morning weigh-ins from 8 to 10, and then we kick off the round robin right off the get-go with 2 tables for the round robin. We'll do 2 tables all the way down to like I don't know the final couple matches, just to if there's some big tiebreakers and stuff. We'll see how it goes. We might run 2 the whole time,
Yeah,
or we might break it down to 1 table, depending on some big matches that mean something because they're both tied or something like that.
yeah, for sure.
So we're anticipating that we should be done with that by noon, so 2 hours,
Yeah,
and then we'll start the tournament right at 1 o'clock. And last year 340 entries. I'm anticipating we're gonna break 400 this year. Um, and so which is kind of nice because a lot of out east, not so much over here, but a lot of you guys have like a lot of classes between masters, grandmasters, you know. I mean, I think Sean Hancock just had them like every 10 kgs or 10 pounds was a class. It was crazy.
yeah,
But we don't, we just have the 6 on the left, 6 on the right. Um, Amateurs and pros. We have 3 ladies and 3 masters. So our classes are always stacked.
yeah.
I mean, I think last year we had 29 in one class.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty good. And if you've seen the flyer, you know that Larry's going to be there, Corey West, Craig Toulier, Brent Rackers. the list goes on from the 220 round robin of who's going to be there. So it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be some special guest appearances as well. So it'll be good.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Let me
Awesome.
catch up on some comments real quick.
Yeah.
Robbie said, I think he's referring to the guy that you're pulling. He says that he is supposedly pretty strong and a pretty good puller.
Yeah.
We got Drew. He says, what do we have here? Edwards Arm Wrestling says, I hope I can make Arizona this year. Benji Mac says, yo, yo, yo. Tim, Lorray, and Chris. The Drew 24 says, many of us want Mega Mike versus Pork Chop in a super mega hook war battle. Uh-oh, did we lose Tim?
I think so.
There you
There
go.
he is.
Lost you for a second.
It helps if I push the right button.
Hi, you're good. Did you hear me reading the comments or not?
No, I just heard Robbie's, but yeah.
Benji Mac says, what's up? Drew says that many of us want Mega Mike versus Pork Chop in a super mega hook war battle. And
Yeah.
then Benji says that would be crazy. I hope Pork Chop doesn't have too much for him. So yeah, and he says he's very stoked for arm sports entertainment events. Always fire.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna see a lot of these guys this weekend in Ireland. So that's why I say there's still some stuff coming out because I'm gonna get a feel from a couple of these guys who might come over as well. So
Yeah,
that's why in the next couple of weeks there'll be a lot of flyers released with teams that are coming, international teams. There's three huge international teams coming, and those will be released first.
cool, man. Cool.
Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
excited to see it, man. I'm excited to get out there. I've never
Yeah.
even been west of Chicago, so that's
Oh
going to
man.
be an experience for me.
You better
Uh,
bring some sunscreen for that white body of yours, because
you
Yes.
ain't lying. You are
I mean,
not lying.
I think last year for 3 days straight, well, more than 3 days, but just for like when people were here for the tournament, it was like
Yeah.
121.
Woo! That's hot.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, they
hot.
say they say they say it's a dry heat, but I call bullshit. It's hot.
Oh, it's dry. I mean, this year we're doing it a month and a half earlier, so I mean, it will probably still be 100, but it ain't gonna be. Our 100 is like your guys' 75, 80.
I don't know, Tim. I've traveled all over the United States, and I call bullshit. It's hot out there.
Nah, it ain't nothing. I'm wearing a sweatshirt when it's
Shit.
75, 80 degrees out here.
Sheesh. That's crazy.
Lord have mercy.
Robbie says no humidity, and Benji says Arizona does not fuck with the heat. It's hot.
That's what I'm saying. It's hot.
So,
Hey, hey, if you got to cut some weight, you want to come to this tournament because you'll just shred you. You'll be good.
No
yeah.
shit.
Well, maybe some
Stand outside for 10 minutes and you
you're
lose 20 pounds. I mean, hey, it's great.
not lying there. Shane Owen says Tim provides a great product. That Phoenix heat is something else. It was like walking into an oven. So I think
See,
See?
last year, literally, it happened to be like the record of Arizona that it was on Arizona State. Like, literally, we had like 16 days above 118. It was brutal. But
Mm.
this year is going to be a lot cooler at least.
that's good. That's good. So
One,
talking about the tournament, what do you give some details on that? What's your entry fees? Is there a spectator fee? Um, what kind of awards do you give? Just stuff like that.
Yeah, so no spectator fee. We're giving it no spectator fee. We've thought about it. We've had to do it in the past, like from different venue charges and stuff like that. But no, I like to keep it down. Um, we do $50 an entry for pros and amateurs and masters. And that's because everybody gets the same award. I don't do this award for masters, this one's for pros, this one's for, amateurs. I give out the same award. So
Yeah.
when the price gets breaking down between the staffing, the production, the awards, that's where the $50 entry fee comes into play.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, ladies pull for free at my event. I started that, I don't know how many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I don't know. but Arm Sports was one of the first ones. But we let all ladies pull for free, and last year we had like 13 ladies in a class.
That's good. That's solid.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
remember when all that stuff was going on. We seen your post and we were like, that's kind of when we first partnered up, actually.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what? Yeah, let's follow Tim and let's do that too and let women pull free at our events too, minus the round robin. But
Right.
that's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a little different, obviously. When it comes to round robins and super matches and
Yeah,
stuff, that's all completely different. But the ending goal is to try to. It's not that we're trying to be special for whatever. Like literally, we're trying to build the sport, and there's
yeah,
not that many ladies in the sport, and when you try to find ways, when there's people, you go to a crowd and you try to get ladies to enter and stuff. A lot of people like, well, I've never done it before, so I'm not going to pay $30-$40. That's why
exactly.
we just try to, we've had like 3-4 ladies this past like 2 years that all of a sudden go to practice every week now. They just love it. And so that's why we just do our part to build that up and try to make them just as noticeable as us.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. And yeah, Chris, before we even set up the women round robin, he was like, "Man, I think we should do a women round robin." And I'm like, "Well, we can. We'll see if we can get the interest." And man, it did, and I'm kind of glad we did. He
Yeah.
has a belief that they deserve the same stage too. I mean, I do too,
Yeah.
but he had the first thought when it came to me. He came to me with that idea, so I want to give him credit for it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Shane Owen says the 220 round robin is going to be awesome. Ryan Bellinger is about to shock everyone. I believe they're teammates.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be good, man. It's definitely gonna set the tone for the weekend, and we definitely have some big plans of, with some nice lighting, the music and everything like that. It should go off pretty good. There's one thing that we started doing not too long ago is we run our tournament, and then the top two in the pros, left and right hand. That will be a best 2 out of 3 super match at the end of the night for the finals.
Oh, okay. I like that
Yeah.
format.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty
So
cool.
then because what they do is they go talk to my sound guy and everything like that. They get their own entrance music. They get their names called up on stage. So it takes a little time to do it, but it's at the end of the night where everybody's just still having fun. We got a full bar.
Yeah.
Um, so everybody can have drinks out in the tent. It's a big warehouse that we're having this at,
Yeah.
and with 2 big old screens, a big stage, and then outside there's like 2 double doors. It'd be like a 30 by 60 tent out there, pumped with AC. Where all these tables, you can eat food out there, you can get drinks, and all that. So it'd be a lot
Okay.
of good. A lot
Nice,
That's
of fun.
funny you say
nice,
that. Chris has been he's been talking
nice.
to me about about something like that, a setup like that, and I was kind of curious how that would work. But I mean, okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty
It
cool.
just creates more room because this room is like, I don't know how many square feet,
Look
4,000
at
square
Chris.
feet.
Chris making a face at me.
Yeah.
I am.
we've been
I
we've been
just
talking about a tent like that. That's okay.
Well,
That's
it's
good to
different if
hear.
you're doing them inside of bars, right? Then everybody goes inside of there, and then they
Yeah.
eat and drink and stuff. But when we do them, we kind of got away from the bar scene 3-4 years ago because we've grown so much,
Hmm.
and then
mhm.
now you got to bring everything in house. And this way, we'll have TVs out there, and it's
Hmm.
it's connected, right? So you can watch the bracket, you can watch everything out there.
Oh, that's dope, man.
So
That's dope.
yeah, so when your class is coming up, everything.
Yeah. So,
Man,
how many?
ain't there
Look
some
at Chris. Look
shit?
at Chris. You and Tim, man, y'all must be like interlinked together because y'all been talking about the same shit. Good shit. Good stuff. Good stuff.
No, it's nice, yeah.
How many tables are you gonna run for the tournament?
We run 3. Um, and believe it or not, like sometimes 3 goes better than 4. We
Yeah.
might run 4 depending on the entries, but when it's 3, nobody ever pulls next to their same class, right? Up or down,
Yes.
because it's like 54s and then 98s, and then what is it? 54, 98,
Probably
2
go to 242s or supers, wouldn't you?
242s. Yeah. Yes. 54s, 98s, 242s, and then it goes 76, 220 supers. So
I like
if
that.
you pull multiple classes, you don't have to worry about running back and forth to a table. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because it's not to the next round.
I like that. I
Right.
like that. That's
So
kind of like, it's a little bit similar to what we're doing for our December tournament. We're going to run 3 tables, but ours is split 2 days. We're doing 54, 76, 98 Saturday. We're going to do 220s, 242s, and Super Sunday. But we're not like they're only pulling 1 class. We only let it, they can't double class. So yeah, we're going to have 1 table per each class. But yeah,
right.
you understand what I'm saying.
Yep.
Well, that's good. I'm excited. I'll probably pull the tournament too, since I'm just going to be out there. I might as well. I'm
Yeah, we'll
excited.
do. We have like a whole VIP area with separate bathrooms, separate, like a couch. It's like a 1,500 square foot room
Oh,
that
okay.
they will have their own bartender. They'll have their own, snacks and all that. So that's where you might, if you choose to buy that, it's gonna come with a lot of perks of who's gonna be
Hell
back.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Right,
Hell yeah.
right, right.
Yeah. So
That's good. That's good. Well, I
So
guess we could run
how
down.
much is that package, Tim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell us
uh,
about it.
yeah, it's $100 a person. And it's literally, you got your own, it's free drinks back there, free food, stuff like that. And there's not going to be that many of them. There's going to be maybe 20 for sale when it comes down
That's
to it.
that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I mean, for an all day tournament like that, you're gonna spend $100 quick on drinks
Yeah.
and food. That's a
Yeah. I
good
mean, and then
investment.
you get your seat, the front row seats. There'll be 20 of them, 10 on each side. So you get a dedicated seat, all that stuff. So
Hell yeah. That's what's
yeah.
up. And I mean, by the looks of who's gonna be there, you'll be hanging out with some elite company.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. There'll be like the 3 international teams will be back there. So, a lot of these people, if they don't want to mingle in a big ass crowd, they'll be back there in that little room,
Yeah.
with a TV, knowing when they're up and all that. And
Exactly. Exactly.
it's just like a special VIP area for, some people want to meet certain people that they've never
Yeah.
met before, and
Mhm.
that's where a lot of that will go down, and pick your brain on stuff. And there'll be a table in there to do some table talk and IQ stuff and get some autographs and all that.
Oh hell yeah, man. That's a
That's
good
cool.
idea, man. That's a really good idea.
Mhm.
It's a great idea. All right, so I guess we could talk about these guys in this 220 round robin because we do have a little bit of news to announce. We haven't completely went public with it, but there has been a few dropouts, and we will update you on that in just a second. Robbie says he'd join in the live, but there's a lot of background noise where he's at. Yeah, he's watching his son's basketball game. It's all right, Robbie. It's all good. But all right. So as you can see by my man Chris, where he's sitting at, some of y'all can see a little bit of it, but we did have a few dropouts. RVJ, Brandon Elsesser, and Dimitri. Unfortunately, have other things going on, and we understand when bigger opportunities come. Certain things can be done, and you can't pass up an opportunity, right? And I totally understand it. I get it. So they have other matches somewhere else, so we filled those spots. So let's just run down the list real quick. Let me pull it up. I might freeze for a second. Let's see here.
And you
All
froze.
right, so we got Bo Olson, we got Doug Allen, we got Andre Shark, we got AJ Henson, Tim Tallmadge, Brent Rockers, Roger Cangingham, Jordan Seal, Ryan Bellinger, Craig Tullier, Michael Bedwell, and Robbie Russell. Those are our 12. And so, and all this is subject to change, obviously. You know, we could have some more pullouts. Anything can happen. But so as you can hear, the 3 new names are Robbie, Michael, and AJ. So, yeah, I think they're worthy. I think they're very worthy of the event. I think they'll do great. I wanted to make sure I could put somebody in there that I feel like wouldn't just get 0-11 or whatever. And So yeah, man. Everyone knows AJ Henson. He's a legend around the sport. He's been around the sport for a long time. Tim's probably got a closer relation. I've never met AJ, but I know him.
Oh yeah, super super nice guy, very very humble guy, and man, he's just strong as an ox. He
Oh
truly
yeah,
is. You know, he
he's
doesn't get out there as much as a lot of other people because he's a very big guide up there in Wyoming. I mean, he does celebrity hunts for people.
oh
I mean, so he's very very busy person. Um,
okay.
but he does make those Denver events, the Wyoming events when he can, and he's not busy during hunting season and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, he does a lot, and he's been around a lot. He's very deserving.
Yeah, AJ. I've not me being around the sport as long as I've been, just growing up in it. I've heard AJ's name a ton, and he's very worthy. Very worthy.
Yeah.
So the second name, hold on, who was it?
Michael Bedwell.
Michael Bedwell. Now I
Yeah.
got to be honest, I don't know this name too well, but my man Tim right here does. So Tim, give us a little rundown on Michael. I know he's worthy. He is ranked. But as far as details, I don't really know. So give us a little rundown on Michael.
Yeah, I mean he's an up and coming guy who's just very hungry. You know, I can't remember if he's currently in Texas or he was and now he's in Florida. I don't remember. But man, every time I see him or see videos, he's just beating another big person. You know, he just came to Arizona for the East versus West and just beat Caleb Ricks. And Caleb Ricks was the number one guy in Texas at 220. So you know that says a lot right there. Is you know Texas is so huge, and to be number one in Texas is kind of a big deal. I mean that's arguably one of the hardest states to be number one in. You know, along with say California, Florida, the bigger states. The
Yes.
Midwest. And so man, after talking to Caleb, because Caleb was my original guy, and he goes, man, I think Bedwell needs it, and so that's where we came up with it. You know, he's proven himself. He's only gotten better, and I think he's definitely one of the bigger underdogs in it. But man, we saw some underdogs in the '98 that really surprised people. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I'll be honest, when you messaged me his name, I was kind of like, you can attest to this. I was kind of like, man, I don't know who this is. No
Yeah,
disrespect, but
yeah,
you told me about it, and hey, we're partners in all this, and so I also agree with giving an underdog a shot. Because
Mhm.
like you said, there was several underdogs in the '98s, and
yeah.
they showed up and showed out. So why not? Why not? And he's
Right.
worthy. He's got good wins, and I've did a little bit more research on him, so I'm excited to see how he does, and I wish him luck, and I'm very excited to have him out there.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be good. I mean, like I said, I don't see one person getting swept at all. I mean, I truly believe the low guy on the totem pole is still going to have at least 3 wins.
Yep.
And I mean, I think we had a couple guys with only one win at the '98
Yep.
that if you ran it again, I think you're going to get a different result each time you run that thing.
Yep.
Whatever, how they feel that day, how they feel that week, month, whatever. And I feel that could be the same on this round robin. It's going to be how someone feels that day. How far did they have to travel? How was their
Correct.
travel? How was their travel? It
Yeah.
plays a big factor. But a lot of these guys for the '98s, a lot of us flew into Nashville, right? And then fly into Nashville, drive over, so a lot of some people drove to your event.
Yep.
So as much as people say that doesn't play a factor, everybody knows it does, right? No
100%.
excuses, no excuses whatsoever. But, being in Arizona, I think I mean, obviously I live in Arizona,
Hmm.
but as far as that, I think everybody on this list is coming from the East Coast besides one guy.
Yep. I believe you're right.
So I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, you got the Midwest guys. You got one guy from Wyoming, one guy from Texas, and the rest is East Coast. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's gonna be pretty square on the travel for everybody.
That's That's pretty cool. That that makes me think about something like you being in towards the geared towards the TV side, working some deals behind the scenes. Um, and that I feel like that'd be a good format for TV.
Hmm.
Imagine this, right? You just pick a class, you get 12 guys like we're doing, and how you said that if they ran it again, it could, more than likely it'll be a different result.
Hmm.
Imagine you did that 6 times throughout the year, and then you had this big prize at the end of the year just to see how things would shake out each time
Right.
and have it in different locations. That would be cool, man. I feel like that'd be good TV. You have,
Yeah, no, we've actually, now that you speak on it,
yeah,
me and Corey have talked about this before. Is
yeah,
running an 8-man round robin
mm-hmm,
and running one in, say, Arizona,
yeah,
say Washington, say the Midwest, somewhere
yep,
that's Kansas City or Texas,
mm-hmm,
and then running one in like New York area, somewhere up there, and then like Florida
yeah.
with the same 8 guys.
That
And
would be sick.
it's a point system, so everybody buys in to the series.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we have sponsors for it. Each one has a prize money, with the final point series having money as well. I think that would be really interesting.
Hey, I'm all for different formats, man. Like the tournaments are great. They serve a great purpose, and I'll always be old school in that fashion. But I do like the excitement in different types of formats. That's kind of why I went more towards the round robin. Sure, it's not perfect, but I do like seeing everybody pull everybody. There's no excuse.
Mm.
Sure, you can say you're tired in round 10, but man, so the hell are they? They might have a little bit of different route, but they're going to be tired.
Yeah.
So I like that format. That's what arm wrestling needs a format. I feel like.
Right.
But all right,
No,
so
I agree.
third guy, we added Robbie Russell. Okay, so here was the original deal. The way Beast Mode runs, if you win a class, you advance to the next class, right? So Craig won the 198 class. Well, we kind of broke our own rule. With the 54s, Hunter won his spot in the 76. He's in there. And we had a couple dropouts. And, you know, Cody Wood, who finished third in the 54s behind Roman and Hunter, he was real hungry. He's up in weight. It's been almost a year. He was like, you know what? Let me get in this thing. I'm weighing 176 anyway. And man, me having experience pulling these guys, I feel like Cody will do well. So we broke the rule a little bit. So then that kind of geared me towards breaking the rule again, because we're all ironing this thing out. This is
Right.
brand new. We're not even a year in. So we haven't figured out the perfect format for how we're going to pick the guys. We're just doing it as we go.
There never will be, man. There never
Right.
will be. There's no rules when it comes to these things. You put the best guys forward that
Yeah.
you think that we think they can do. A, Not some Joe Blow that's going to go in there and just get waxed because you're putting a filler in there.
Correct.
When it comes to the 98s, to the 220s, to the 220s, to the 240s, anybody in each one of those can. I mean, you could really split the difference and call it 210 and have everybody pull, and there would be no favorite to it, in my opinion.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree with that.
and I kind of feel the same way between the 220s and the 242s. You know, I think that any two next to each other, you can mix and match guys and call it a round robin.
I agree with that. And that's like, you know, I know rankings don't mean shit really, and they're all kind of just, Corey's is pretty solid. It's gaining data. It's probably gonna be the most accurate, right? Eventually,
It will be.
as far as in the hook arm fighters, yeah, they serve their purpose, but they're kind of opinionated. So
Mhm.
another thing is they don't let people be ranked in multiple classes. Like
Right.
you just can't. And I get that's probably a headache for the guys who are doing it. But I mean, if you turn UFC on, you can go win 2 classes and you can be
Right.
ranked in both classes. So why shouldn't arm wrestling be that? Because like yourself, right? You're a 220 guy and you're a ranked 220 guy. Well, just like you said, if you put on 20 pounds of muscle, I about bet you could compete in the 242s.
Oh yeah.
So why shouldn't you have that opportunity? That's all
Right.
I'm saying. So I agree with everything you're saying there.
Yeah, there's a lot of kinks behind the whole thing because I personally and I don't know if it's been changed, but I don't agree that, for example, all these guys come out here for the 220 round robin.
Yeah.
Hell, one did really good or whatever the case is. Half of them want to join the 220 tournament that day. If they happen to lose a match or two, they should not lose their fucking ranking. I think that's
No,
bullshit.
I agree.
I think that a lot of things come into factors with those. I think that you should only get, in my opinion, you should only get a ranking if you have a super match. Um, that's just what I think. I think that I mean, shit. That's how a lot of people have to do it. You don't just say if you're I don't know coming up or whatever, and you go to a tournament and hell, I'll put my name in an example, and I'm running the damn tournament for somebody or helping them out, and shit, only like two guys join that class. Well, that's freaking boring, right? I'll just jump in there for fun. Well, if I have to jump in there for fun or whatever, and I get surprised, I mean, should I lose my ranking? You
Nah,
know, I just don't. And there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that come into play with that. Well, hell, I was running the tournament. I was never gonna pull. Well, whatever. And it's no different if you pull a super match, and then you guys join the tournament, and hell, you get beat fresh. Fresh. Some guy comes in there and just flashes you. Is that guy the new number one? Like, no, he's not.
correct. Yeah, I
So
have an experience with that. Let's see, 2 years ago at Tennessee State, Hunter Noves and Kevin Paco, they pulled in a super match. And, they had a decent little war. Kevin ended up winning. Well, Kevin gets in the 54s, right, in the tournament. Meets me first round. I flash him.
yeah,
He was number one in the 54. But I understand as a promoter and as a puller, that don't mean shit. He just had a
right.
super match. He should not lose his ranking. Now,
I
he
mean,
did.
I know. Now, granted, take that win, gloat
Oh,
it,
I'm taking the win.
whatever. Take that
Yeah,
win, gloat it. But we all know who's number one. You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
Correct.
It's I don't know. It's a sticky situation that
It's
will
an
never,
ego
never,
driven
yeah, it'll never
argument.
be fixed unless it's truly done right.
Correct. 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 Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, back to my point. We picked Robbie for the last spot. Again, I think he's worthy. I think he'll do well. He's up in weight anyway. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He's actually in the chat. He said to take arm wrestling seriously and rankings, super match format is the best way for rankings. I agree. I think we all agree on that, Robbie, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. And the only other way I would say differently is, and I did this about 4 years ago now, roughly three,
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, I can't remember. If you can get the 1, 2, 3, 4 guy and have like
Mm-hmm.
a 4-man round robin just to reshake things up and see how they play out, that's where you can do it as well.
Yeah.
It's when you get all the guys that are the 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4, 5, 6, 7, then they should shake up that area. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
For sure.
there's a lot of different things in there.
Yeah, arm wrestling's growing, man. It is. It's not a bad thing that we're having these conversations. That just means people care more. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, man. Let's run down some of these other guys and just tell these people a little bit about them. Um, we talked about Michael. We talked about Robbie and AJ. Ryan Bellinger. Okay, so Ryan's from South Carolina. He is part of Team Carolina Chaos. He's teammates with Adam Wierzinski, Chad Silvers, Shane Owens, Hunter Nobbs. They got a good squad out there. They really do. I know Ryan has went up in weight. Um, he pulled the last time I had him at my tournament. He pulled Robbie, but that was at 198. And Robbie did get the win, but Ryan's gained 20 pounds. He's really been putting in the work, so I'm excited to see what he can do. I know he's excited to get out to Arizona for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm hoping there'll be about 3, 4, maybe 5 guys from Carolina Chaos again that came out. They all came out last year. I think like 6 of them. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I consider them some very good friends of mine for sure. I think a lot of them for sure. So Craig, Craig Toulier. Obviously, y'all know Craig. He won the 198 round robin, 11-0. Legend. I'm very curious to see how he does at this weight. And I know he'll do well, but I mean, he is, in the 98, he did have a smaller frame than a lot of those guys. So him going up even more weight, you're competing, Tim. What's your opinion on Craig in this thing? You're honest. If you had to take a step back and go non-bias, what do you
No,
think?
I mean, I'm so excited to pull him. I'm excited to pull a couple of these guys. Um, I'm very, aside from Craig, he's a legend in the sport. Um, but it's nice coming from a referee like me. I know what 99% of these people do, and so I'm excited to pull him. I think he's going to do very well, just because of his style.
Yep.
But it's going to be no different than 3, 4 of these guys. And if he gets in a long war with somebody, it's going to be a long day. And you got about 4 or 5 of these guys that I see are going to be. It's going to be endurance. It's going to be endurance. It's not going to be like the 98s. Yeah, sure, we had some wars in the 98s, but wars in the 220s are different.
Yeah.
I mean, they just hit harder.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's gonna be awesome. I'm I can tell you, between out of everybody in this whole thing, I just want my revenge on 2 people, and that's Robbie and Roger. I owe
Okay.
them an ass whooping, and that's what they're gonna get.
You,
Um,
you
so
pulled Roger at the original Aries.
Aries, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we had some good wars, but I just made some stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to pull him again.
Him and Robbie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Robbie's still listening, but
Oh, I'm
he'll
excited.
definitely.
I,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm definitely excited.
So yeah. So with the Craig thing, man, I think the ultimate question is, he was able to go through everybody in the 98s pretty quickly, right? So I'm wondering, and I know the answer is probably yes because they're bigger guys, but that extra 20 pounds of stopping power, because he's going to get the hit on probably 90% of everybody in that round robin, but the stopping power at 220, like you said, is a whole lot different than it is at 98. So I think that's
Well,
going to be the ultimate question.
not only that is Craig is hard to get above 200 pounds. Like, he struggles to get above 200 pounds. Where
Yeah.
I will say 90% of these guys are going to lose some weight for this and then gain it back the next day. So, I mean, we're talking he's going to be giving up probably close to 30 pounds, um, by Saturday competition.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't mean anything. If
Correct.
your arm's there, it don't mean anything. But the wars are, to me, wars are longer in 220s than they are in 98s for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason. Some reason, though, the styles that people pull in 220s are way different than 98s. People will hang out right here for an hour. In the 98s, eventually you can curl them back. But the 220s, man, I feel like those people just bang there for a long time.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
For
finesse
sure.
in the 98s, but a little bit more brute
Hmm.
power in the 220s. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, that'll
yeah, it's
be
gonna be
interesting.
fun.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the next guy, Jordan Seal. Um, if I believe Jordan's from Washington, or am I wrong on that?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay, Utah. Okay. So Jordan Seal, he's in there. That's another guy who's been around the sport for a while. Um, I know he originally wanted. He was like, "Man, we should do a left hand." I'm like, "Man, it's just a
Yeah.
lot to do both hands. Maybe we'll circle back and do left hand eventually." But
Right.
yeah, man, I'm excited to see how Jordan does. He hasn't been as active lately, has he?
So I pulled him in a super match in December,
Okay.
at Washington State. Yeah, I got the win 3-0. But again, Jordan's one of those guys where if Jordan shows up the way Jordan shows out,
Yeah.
our match in December could have been way different. It could have been longer wars. I was just a better man that day, but not saying the next day he wouldn't have beat me. So,
Yeah.
um, that's what's crazy about this too is I feel that I just had the better game plan that day, and no different than when I pulled Robbie. He just had the better game plan that day.
Yep.
I just didn't get to my spot,
Yep.
and I think that's it's arm wrestling. It's how all these are going to be going, and it's going to be interesting.
So yeah, that's definitely right. That brings me to another point. I'll get to this in a second once we finish this list. Um, we got Brent Rockers. Obviously, Brent. I mean, I don't even need to say anything about Brent. Everybody knows Brent. I mean, is he number? What's he ranked? Is he number 3?
I think he's 3, yeah, but he was 98, and so they just put him in there.
Yeah.
So
I know Robbie's been very excited. He really wants to pull Brent, so that'll be interesting to see. I mean, I feel like Robbie's a mini Brent in the physique. Like they're tall, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see him in there. I feel like he's pretty built for it. He's got pretty good endurance, I think. Man, when we get into these heavier classes, that's when I start losing my knowledge a little bit on pulling styles and stuff. But yeah, Brent, I mean, everybody knows Brent. He's a legend.
yeah,
Yourself, Mr. Tim Tallmadge, y'all know him. He's got a match at Arm Gods this weekend. Y'all heard us talk about that in the beginning. Also, he's going to be obviously running the tournament. So that's going to be my question for you, that I'm asking myself, because I'm trying to ask a question for each puller. How focused will you be on that, on the 220s, considering you're the head man over at Arizona State?
it's definitely hard. I mean, even pulling Jordan, it was super hard when you got people flying in 4 or 5 days, and you have to take care of them and do stuff. You have to get stuff ready at the venue. We
Yep.
start setting up 2 days prior,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a lot of things. But sometimes it works out. It takes your mind off of it. You can't think about it too much, But it's just depends on the day with me. It literally how much I don't let it affect me and worrying about other things. But at the end of the day, it's arm wrestling. So
Yep. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, I know how it is, man. I know how it is running an event and then trying to arm wrestle. Sometimes I've did great. Sometimes I've just felt like shit, and it just wasn't my day. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see for sure.
yeah,
And then we got these last 3 guys. Andre, I mean, everybody knows Shark. He just pulled Adam Warzinski. I think Adam got the win that day.
yeah,
Doug Allen, man, I remember watching
crafty,
Doug Allen. I remember
crafty.
watching Doug Allen pull amateurs, honestly.
Yeah,
Doug Allen let's see, how old was I? 7 years old, maybe. In Ohio State, I watched Doug Allen break Dave Chafee's arm in the amateur class.
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, Doug Allen's a beast, man.
Yeah,
When he's seriously trained, he's a threat. So
yeah.
he'll be one to look out for. And then Bo Olson. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know too much about Bo. I've seen some of his videos, and I know he's worthy. But do you know much about Bo?
I've known Bo for years.
Okay.
He's a beast. When he has some of the most intensity on the table that I've ever seen, and one of the nicest guys off the table.
Okay.
But man, he brings so much intensity. He brings a hard hit. He's a veteran. He's been in the game a long time. He's a good teacher of the game. So I know he's lost weight, and so I'm excited to see how he does down in this weight class. I think he's walking around like 210 right now, so he's even going to put on some weight. But he's always been a 242 guy, and so I'm very excited to see how he does in this lower weight class. And I remember him being down here before, and he was very dangerous. with some elite guys. I mean, you're talking. I if I if I'm right, I remember seeing him in some awards with like Todd Hutchins and shit. And
Wow.
so he bangs. So it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, when I messaged him to, invite him, he was like overly eager, like, dude, I thought you'd never ask. And I'm like, okay. That
Yeah.
tells me all I need to know. Like, you wanted it, you got it. Like, you're in
Yeah.
it. So yeah, man, that's the 12 group, or that's the 12 guys. And again, it's Michael Bedwell, Ryan Bellinger, Craig Toulier, Jordan Seal, Roger Cangingham. Did I even mention Roger? Roger's from Michigan. Oh yeah, we did. We talked about yours and his match. That's right.
Yeah.
Brent Rockers, Tim Tallmadge, AJ Henson, Robbie Russell, Andre Shark, Doug Allen, and Bo Olson. So that's your 12. And that's a pretty solid group.
Yeah, and then we how we're gonna have two tables running these. We can say your refs are gonna be Bill and Pat from St. Louis. Then you're gonna have Nathan Williamson from Texas.
Yep, I know Nathan.
And then you're gonna have Olex from Lafayette is gonna be one of the head refs.
Oh wow, okay.
So he refs East versus West, King of the Table, and stuff like that. So, it's gonna be one of those things as well. Like this is straight loft, man. This isn't gonna be backyard bullshit. Like fouls will be called,
Yes.
and there's no let it go a little bit, man. This is arm wrestling. I'm tired of those little all these things in matches and people getting away with starting with their shoulder all the way out like this and big elbow fouls, man. This is going to be true arm wrestling.
That wasn't a wisecrack towards my ass, was it now, sir?
Yeah. hey, there's going to be no double queens move between Tim
Hey,
Lewis
I don't
and
want to hear
Chris.
no shit. Don't even.
Hey, I was trying to announce that thing and I couldn't stop laughing during your guys' match. You guys were talking
Hey,
so
man,
much
that was
shit.
look. It is what it is.
I loved it. I
That
was
was
sitting there
great.
like I was just trying to get the crowd hyped up, and I couldn't stop and just laugh. It could have had nothing to do with the whiskey I was drinking. I promise.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
I'm sure his shit talk didn't have anything to do with his whiskey either.
Oh
Oh,
man, I was dying the whole time, but
I had such a great time that night, man. Like that was a
yeah.
great time.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be. I mean, like I said, Corey, my wife, will be running it. It'll run super smooth, super fast. Guys are gonna be on deck. And we're gonna run through it pretty quick and efficiently, and yeah, it'll be good.
So
Hell yeah.
something we can talk about real quick. This is what I was going to mention earlier. We could pick a date. We could talk off camera if we don't want to do it here, or we could just pick a date now to do a bracket reveal. We can do some random draw. We come on live, have you on here, and us, just break down the bracket and start plugging people in randomly. And it makes good content and talk about potential matchups because just like you said, it all depends on who you get when you get. So yeah, we can figure out a date and we'll announce that at some point.
Yeah, we'll probably do early April. So maybe a couple weeks we'll reveal that. That'll give everybody, roughly 60 days, which is good time to train for, how it's going to be done,
Yep.
on your styles and your strategies. So, I think that's fair to do that. And so, yeah, we'll call it, right around the first week of April.
Sounds like a plan. So yeah, y'all hear that, guys? We're gonna do a bracket reveal for the 220 Invitational round robin. First week of April, we'll get a post made out there, an announcement, and we'll get it going. I still have to do the women as well. So yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, man. I mean, I'm very excited. Cannot wait to get out there again. Never even been west of Chicago, so it's gonna be complete culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
we're gonna have a
beautiful.
good time.
I can tell you that.
Do what?
I said I like Arizona. It's beautiful out there.
I love it.
It's hot, but beautiful.
I mean, we could even try to do it on like a Sunday early afternoon, 3:00 in the afternoon, and we can knock all three brackets out the same day.
Whenever you want to do it, buddy, we'll get together and figure it out. And I'm pretty open whenever you are, buddy.
Yeah, we can do like the heavy women, then we can do the 220, and then we can do the light women. We'll just
There you go. That sounds like a
we'll have a
plan.
nice long session with a couple cocktails from us and Corey, and
Hell
we'll knock it
yeah.
out.
We can get some different guests on there, and yeah,
Yeah,
man, that sounds like a good time.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
We got a comment from Mr. Roger Cunningham himself, and he says, "Tim, I hope I get you first."
Oh, that would be a bad day, Roger. A bad day for you. I owe you one, Roger. You're gonna be. He had my name on his wall and it's crossed out. He's gonna have to rewrite my name on there because
Oh,
with a big smiley face. I love that dude. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's very cool, man. I talked
He's
to him
awesome.
offline,
But
and
yeah,
he's
I owe him one. I owe him one.
heck yeah, man. Well,
that is
I'm glad he's tuned in. Thanks for tuning in, Roger. Very excited to have you out there. Thank you for being a part of the event. Always very appreciative to you guys for sure. And yeah, man. So I guess that's probably just about it, Tim. If there's anything else, he said he's laughing at you now. Oh man, oh man.
We'll see, Roger. We'll see.
So yeah, man. I just want to say, from us, we're very appreciative for you having us out there. We're trying to grow our brand, and we know
excuse me.
that takes partnering with other promoters with the same visions that we have. We can't do it ourselves, so we're very appreciative for you having us out there, taking care of us like you do. Very excited to get out there, man.
For sure. Yeah.
So, anything else you want to say? Plug any YouTube channels, social medias?
Yeah, I mean, like and subscribe on Arm Sports Entertainment's YouTube to help it build it up. Our Facebook, go out there and give us a like and a follow on there. Instagram, all that. Um, we'll let everybody know, what it's going to be streamed on. I mean, right now, with I like it to be on YouTube and stuff like that, but YouTube monitors the music and all that stuff. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna try to do both YouTube and Facebook, but it'll be on one of those two.
Cool. So y'all heard it. Go hit, go like all the pages, on every social media. It doesn't hurt to hit the search button and search Arm Sports Entertainment. I've seen Tim everywhere. He's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So go like it all, man. And we're gonna blow the thing up, man. We're gonna blow the roof off this place, man. The 220 round robin's gonna be lit.
Hell yeah.
Okay, brother. Well, we'll get with you and we'll schedule something again 1st of April, and I'm sure we'll talk before then. But we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Sounds good. Oh, Roger doesn't want that. It doesn't even fit on the script.
Roger. What about Robbie? I know he was listening earlier. I know you want the revenge on him too.
Everybody's getting it that day.
What was you showing there? Because I had you drop down there. What was you showing? Roger don't want none of what?
Oh, that right there.
Oh, it's a small hand.
Here goes Chris. Always
look at that small hand. That's a small hand.
Man, it's funny, but nobody can take it. That's crazy.
I might have to test that theory one of these days.
Roger says bad day for you. Basically a buy round for me. Man.
See, even Roger thinks you got a small hand. He's already took it once. He's going to take it again.
He didn't take it.
Well, he beat you, didn't he?
Don't mean he took my hand.
He still beat you.
I don't remember how that match. I know he beat you, but I do remember that match being a war, I think.
It was good. It was good, man. Yeah, I just made some dumb mistakes. Mistakes.
Yeah.
It's arm wrestling.
That is, bro. That it is. But all right, man. I guess we're gonna call it a night. We've been on here an hour. Yeah. I'm not sure when we're gonna get back on. We'll have an episode sometime next week, maybe. I know we got a couple guys wanting to come on. Jeremy Fraley wants to come on. He's in the 76 round robin. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy 2 weeks for us as we got. Oh my God, Roger, this man is crazy. This man Roger said he was high on LSD the entire time. Well, looks like it's party time in Arizona. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
That's all I'm hearing. All right, fellas, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks, Tim.
All right, we'll talk to y'all.
We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Man, what a good time. What a good time.
That was Tim and his small hand. Ain't that some
Yeah.
shit?
It's going to be interesting, man. I'm getting excited about going out there. It's going to be a good group of guys. I'm honed in on these 76ers right now, but I mean, if you look at that group that's behind you, I mean, that's
Well,
an elite group.
unfortunately, my phone sits a little further away from me at this angle, and you know, I'm old and my eyesight's gone, so all I see is a bunch of guys standing behind me, but I can't see who it is.
Yep. Well, I think we're
Well,
going to call it a night.
actually, I do see one person on there. He's got an Arm Sports Entertainment shirt on. He's throwing up that little hand again.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy. Well, I believe we're going to call it a night. Good episode.
I believe so. I've got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Hey, I'm off tomorrow, man. I'm off.
Whatever.
So,
But I hear it. I got to drag my ass into work so we can pay for these round robins.
That's a fact. Everybody, hey, we're going to run a GoFundMe for Chris a bologna sandwich. So if you guys want to donate to Chris's bologna sandwich funds, all his money is going to these round robins for you guys. So yeah, a pack of bologna is now about $4.29 where we live. So, you know, if everyone could just donate a dime, we could get Chris a pack of bologna.
I could get at least a pack of bologna by then, yes.
You know, I'll take care of the cheese. I can get my wife to get him some bread. We'll get it figured out. But we'll announce our next episode. I think it's gonna be sometime next week. Try to get Jeremy Fraley on, maybe a couple of them 76 guys again, so we can get this shit talk fired back up. We got a couple side bets going on. Who's gonna get the tattoo? Hunter Knobs or Austin Tevis? Hunter's got a $100 bet with Dalton Duncan. Oh, it's getting spicy, guys, and we're only 2 weeks away.
I know that we are the promoters, and I can't have favorites, but you know, in all honesty, I do have a favorite going into the 76. It is Hunter Knobs. I'm not gonna lie. I can't hold it in no longer, but I don't think Hunter's gonna be walking away with a tattoo on the crack of his ass. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, you know, it's gonna be something to see. And so y'all get over to my YouTube channel and get over to 217's YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Please. That helps us all. I believe we're going to be live on 217, but it'll either be mine or 217's. So
also go to the Beast Mode Facebook page, like and follow.
Yes,
you know,
please do.
It only makes us better. It helps us grow. You know, the more people we got like and following, the more it's going to be benefiting you guys.
Yep. All right, guys. There you have it. We will see y'all sometime next week. And yeah, we'll go from there, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
That'll work.